Number 5 warning signs your body is begging for more protein, and the best source is after 60. Have you noticed that small cuts and bruises seem to take forever to heal these days? Maybe you've been trying to stay active, but you feel weaker and more tired than you used to, even after a full night's sleep. Perhaps you've looked in a mirror recently and noticed that your arms and legs seem thinner, or that your clothes fit differently even though your weight hasn't changed dramatically. If any of this sounds familiar, you might be wondering what's happening to your body. You're eating regularly, you're not skipping meals, and you might even think you're eating pretty healthy. But despite your efforts, you feel like your body isn't responding the way it used to. You recover more slowly from activities, you feel tired more often, and you might even find yourself getting sick more frequently than before. Here's what's probably frustrating you the most. You've likely tried the usual solutions. Maybe you've started taking more vitamins, or you've tried to exercise more, thinking that would help with the weakness and fatigue. Perhaps your doctor has run some tests and told you that everything looks normal for your age, leaving you to wonder why you feel so different than you did just a few years ago. But here's the truth that most doctors won't tell you. Those multivitamins and generic health advice aren't addressing the real problem. They're treating individual symptoms instead of recognizing that your body is sending you a very clear message. You're not getting enough of one specific nutrient that becomes absolutely critical as you age, and without it, your body literally starts breaking down from the inside out. The conventional approach focuses on managing age-related decline instead of preventing it. They give you medications for joint pain instead of helping you maintain the muscle mass that supports your joints. They suggest bed rest when you're tired instead of identifying why your body isn't producing energy efficiently. It's like trying to fix a car by putting prettier seat covers in it instead of addressing the engine problems. Before I reveal what your body is really trying to tell you and how to fix it, I need you to do something important. Please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. What I'm about to share with you could be the difference between thriving in your later years and simply surviving them. This information has helped thousands of people over 60 reclaim their strength, energy, and vitality. Now, let me tell you something that might surprise you. The weakness, fatigue, slow healing, and other changes you're experiencing aren't inevitable parts of aging. They're warning signs that your body is desperately lacking protein, the single most important nutrient for maintaining your health and independence after 60. Most people your age aren't eating nearly enough protein, and the protein they're eating often isn't the right kind or isn't being absorbed properly. Your body needs significantly more protein now than it did when you were younger, but almost no one tells you this. Instead, you're following outdated dietary guidelines that were designed for younger adults. The good news is that once you recognize these warning signs and start giving your body the protein it needs, you can reverse much of what you thought was inevitable aging. Your body has an amazing ability to rebuild and strengthen itself, but only if you provide the right building materials. Let me walk you through the 5 warning signs that your body is protein-starved, and then I'll show you exactly how to fix this problem with simple, delicious foods you probably already know how to prepare. Number 1 is unexplained muscle loss and weakness, and this might be the most serious warning sign because it affects everything else in your life. You might notice that your arms and legs look thinner, that you have trouble opening jars or carrying groceries, or that you feel unsteady when you stand up from a chair. Let me tell you about James, a 69-year-old retired teacher who used to pride himself on his physical strength. Over the course of 2 years, he noticed he couldn't lift his grandchildren the way he used to, and he started asking his wife to carry the heavier grocery bags. He assumed this was just normal aging until he learned about protein needs and increased his intake dramatically. Within 6 weeks, James had regained much of his strength and was once again lifting his grandchildren with confidence. Here's what happens when you don't get enough protein. Your body needs protein to maintain and build muscle tissue. But if you're not eating enough, your body starts breaking down your existing muscles to get the amino acids it needs for other critical functions. This process, called muscle protein breakdown, accelerates significantly after age 60. Every day that you don't eat adequate protein, you lose a little more muscle mass. This muscle loss makes you weaker, affects your balance, slows your metabolism, It makes you more susceptible to falls and injuries. It's a downward spiral that gets worse the longer it continues. You need at least 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, and many experts now recommend up to 1.2 grams per kilogram for adults over 60. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's about 68 to 82 grams of protein per day, which is significantly more than most people your age are eating. The muscle loss isn't just cosmetic. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns calories even when you're resting. As you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down, making it easier to gain fat and harder to maintain a healthy weight. Muscle also supports your joints, helps regulate blood sugar, and plays a crucial role in immune function. Number 2 is slow wound healing and frequent infections, and this might be one of the most overlooked signs of protein deficiency. You might notice that cuts take weeks instead of days to heal, that you seem to catch every cold that's going around, or that minor skin irritations become persistent problems. Here's the story of Ruth, a 72-year-old woman who was frustrated because every small scratch or bruise seemed to linger for weeks. She developed a minor skin irritation that wouldn't clear up despite trying various creams and treatments. Her doctor kept prescribing different topical medications, but nothing worked until Ruth increased her protein intake. Within a month, not only did the skin irritation heal, but she noticed that new cuts and bruises healed much faster than they had in years. Protein is essential for immune function and tissue repair. Your immune system relies on proteins called antibodies to fight off infections, and your body needs amino acids to repair damaged tissue. When you're protein deficient, your immune system becomes less effective, and your body's repair processes slow down dramatically. Your skin, which is your body's first defense against infections, requires constant protein synthesis to maintain its integrity. Without adequate protein, your skin becomes thinner, more fragile, and less able to heal from minor injuries. This creates entry points for bacteria and other pathogens. Additionally, protein deficiency affects the production of white blood cells, which are crucial for fighting infections. If you're getting sick more often or taking longer to recover from illnesses, inadequate protein intake could be a significant factor. Number 3 is persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, and this is different from the normal tiredness you might feel after a busy day. This is a deep, persistent exhaustion that makes even simple tasks feel overwhelming. It doesn't get better no matter how much you sleep. Let me share the experience of Donald, a 65-year-old man who was sleeping 9 hours a night, but still felt exhausted every afternoon. He'd given up activities he used to enjoy because he simply didn't have the energy. His wife was worried because he seemed to age dramatically over the course of a year, becoming less active and less engaged with life. When Donald learned about the connection between protein and energy, he started eating protein at every meal. Within 3 weeks, his energy levels improved so dramatically that his wife said it was like getting her husband back. Protein plays a crucial role in energy production. Your body uses amino acids from protein to create neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine, which affect your mood, motivation, and energy levels. Without adequate protein, your brain can't produce these chemicals efficiently, leaving you feeling tired and unmotivated. Protein also helps stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the day. When you eat protein with meals and snacks, it slows down the absorption of carbohydrates, preventing the blood sugar spikes and crashes that lead to energy fluctuations and fatigue. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier, protein is necessary for maintaining muscle mass. When you lose muscle, your body becomes less efficient at using oxygen and nutrients, which contributes to feelings of fatigue and weakness during daily activities. Number 4 is poor appetite and unintentional weight loss. And this creates a dangerous cycle because the less you eat, the less protein you get, which makes you feel worse and eat even less. You might find that food doesn't taste as good as it used to, or that you feel full after eating very small amounts. Here's what happened to Betty, a 74-year-old widow who started eating smaller and smaller meals after her husband passed away. She wasn't deliberately trying to lose weight, but she simply wasn't interested in food anymore. Over 6 months, she lost 15 pounds and felt increasingly weak and depressed. Her family was worried, and her doctor was considering appetite stimulant medications. Instead, Betty started focusing on getting protein at every meal, even in small amounts. As her protein intake increased, her appetite returned, she regained healthy weight, and her energy and mood improved significantly. Protein deficiency can actually suppress your appetite through complex hormonal mechanisms. When your body isn't getting enough protein, it can't produce adequate amounts of certain digestive enzymes and hormones that stimulate hunger and make food taste appealing. Additionally, protein is crucial for maintaining your sense of taste and smell, both of which naturally decline with age, but decline even more rapidly when you're protein deficient. When food doesn't taste good, you eat less, creating a cycle of malnutrition that's difficult to break. The unintentional weight loss that often accompanies protein deficiency is particularly dangerous because it's usually muscle mass that you're losing, not fat. This muscle loss accelerates all the other problems I've mentioned: weakness, fatigue, poor immune function, and slow healing. Number 5 is mood changes, depression, and cognitive issues. And this might be the most surprising sign because most people don't connect their mental health with their protein intake. You might feel more irritable than usual, have trouble concentrating, or experience mood swings that seem to come out of nowhere. Think about George, a 67-year-old man who had always been even-tempered and sharp-minded. Over the course of a year, his family noticed that he became increasingly irritable and seemed to have trouble following conversations. His wife was worried about early signs of dementia, and George himself was frightened by the changes. Before considering any medical interventions, George increased his protein intake to recommended levels. Within a month, his family noticed that his mood had stabilized and his mental clarity had improved dramatically. Your brain relies heavily on amino acids from protein to produce neurotransmitters that regulate mood and cognitive function. Serotonin, which affects mood and sleep, is made from the amino acid tryptophan. Dopamine, which affects motivation and pleasure, is made from tyrosine. Without adequate protein, your brain can't produce these crucial chemicals in sufficient quantities. Protein is also necessary for maintaining the structure of brain cells and the connections between them. As you age, your brain needs more protein to repair and maintain these structures. When you're protein deficient, cognitive function suffers, and you might experience memory problems, difficulty concentrating, and mood instability. Additionally, protein helps regulate blood sugar, and blood sugar fluctuations can significantly affect mood and mental clarity. When your blood sugar is unstable due to inadequate protein intake, you're more likely to experience irritability, anxiety, and difficulty thinking clearly. Now let me show you the best protein sources for people over 60, because not all proteins are created equal. Your body needs complete proteins that contain all the essential amino acids, and you need to eat them in forms that are easy to digest and absorb. First, eggs are one of the most perfect proteins available, and they're incredibly versatile and easy to prepare. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids in the exact ratios your body needs. They're also rich in choline, which is important for brain health, and they contain nutrients that support eye health and immune function. Start your day with 2 eggs prepared any way you like them: scrambled, hard-boiled, poached, or made into an omelet with vegetables. Eggs provide about 12 grams of high-quality protein that your body can use immediately. If you're concerned about cholesterol, recent research shows that dietary cholesterol has much less impact on blood cholesterol than previously thought, especially when you're eating a balanced diet. You can prepare hard-boiled eggs in advance and keep them in your refrigerator for quick snacks or easy meal additions. Add sliced hard-boiled eggs to salads. Eat them with a piece of fruit for a balanced snack, or make egg salad with Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise for even more protein. Second, Greek yogurt is an excellent protein source that also provides probiotics for digestive health. Choose plain Greek yogurt, which contains about 20 grams of protein per cup, compared to regular yogurt, which contains only about 10 grams. The probiotics in Greek yogurt can help improve your digestion and absorption of nutrients from other foods. Add fresh or frozen berries to Greek yogurt for a delicious breakfast or snack that provides protein, fiber, and antioxidants. You can also use Greek yogurt as a base for smoothies, as a substitute for sour cream in recipes, or mixed with herbs as a healthy dip for vegetables. If you find plain Greek yogurt too tart, add a small amount of honey or maple syrup, or mix in some vanilla extract and cinnamon. Avoid flavored yogurts, which are usually loaded with added sugars that can cause blood sugar spikes and crashes. Third, legumes including beans, lentils, and chickpeas are excellent plant-based protein sources that also provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals. While they're not complete proteins on their own, they become complete when combined with whole grains or nuts throughout the day. Lentils are particularly beneficial because they cook quickly and are easy to digest. Red lentils can be cooked in just 15 minutes and can be added to soups, stews, or eaten as a side dish. 1 cup of cooked lentils provides about 18 grams of protein plus fiber that helps regulate blood sugar and supports digestive health. Canned beans are convenient and nutritious options. Rinse them well to reduce sodium content, then add them to salads, soups, or grain bowls. Black beans, kidney beans, and chickpeas all provide about 15 grams of protein per cup. You can make simple bean salads by combining different types of beans with vegetables and a light dressing, or add beans to pasta dishes for extra protein and fiber. Fourth, fish and lean poultry provide complete proteins along with other important nutrients. Salmon, tuna, and other fatty fish also provide omega-3 fatty acids that support brain and heart health. A 3-ounce serving of fish provides about 25 grams of protein. If fresh fish isn't convenient or affordable, canned fish is just as nutritious. Canned salmon, tuna, and sardines are all excellent protein sources that can be added to salads, made into patties, or eaten with crackers for a quick snack. Chicken and turkey are versatile protein sources that can be prepared in many different ways. A 3-ounce serving provides about 25 grams of protein. You can cook chicken breasts or thighs in large batches and use them throughout the week in salads, soups, sandwiches, or grain bowls. Fifth, nuts and seeds provide protein along with healthy fats and other nutrients. While they're not complete proteins on their own, they're excellent additions to meals and snacks that help you reach your daily protein goals. Almonds, walnuts, peanuts, and sunflower seeds all provide about 6 grams of protein per ounce. They're convenient for snacking and can be added to yogurt, oatmeal, or salads for extra protein and crunch. Nut and seed butters are also excellent protein sources. 2 tablespoons of almond butter or peanut butter provide about 8 grams of protein and can be spread on fruit, whole grain crackers, or eaten by the spoonful as a quick snack. Now, let me be honest with you about who benefits from keeping you protein deficient. The processed food industry profits from selling you cheap, low-protein foods that are high in refined carbohydrates and added sugars. These foods are less expensive to produce, but leave you constantly hungry and undernourished. The medical system often focuses on treating the symptoms of protein deficiency with medications instead of addressing the underlying nutritional problem. They'll give you antidepressants for mood issues instead of examining your protein intake, or prescribe immune boosters instead of helping you understand how to strengthen your immune system naturally. They want you to believe that decline is inevitable, that there's nothing you can do about age-related weakness, fatigue, and illness. But this simply isn't true. Many of the changes you're experiencing can be reversed with proper nutrition, particularly adequate protein intake. Picture 2 versions of yourself 1 year from now. In the first version, you're continuing down the current path of protein deficiency. You're weaker, more tired, getting sick more often, and feeling older than your years. You might need more assistance with daily activities, and your independence might be compromised. In the second version, you're strong, energetic, and resilient. You recover quickly from minor illnesses and injuries. You have the strength to do activities you enjoy, and you feel confident in your body's ability to support you. Your mind is clear, your mood is stable, and you're living life on your own terms. You'll start noticing improvements in energy and mood within the first few weeks of increasing your protein intake. But give yourself at least 2 to 3 months to see significant changes in strength and muscle mass. Your body needs time to rebuild and repair the damage from months or years of inadequate protein. I know you might be concerned about the cost of increasing your protein intake, or worried that you won't be able to eat enough protein to make a difference. Start small and build gradually. Even increasing your protein intake by 10 to 15 grams per day can make a noticeable difference in how you feel. Focus on one meal at a time. Maybe start by adding eggs to your breakfast or Greek yogurt to your afternoon snack. Once that becomes routine, add protein to another meal or snack. The key is consistency, not perfection. Here's what I want you to do starting tomorrow. Calculate how much you weigh in kilograms by dividing your weight in pounds by 2.2. Then multiply that number by 1.2 to get your daily protein goal in grams. For example, if you weigh 150 pounds, that's 68 kilograms, and your protein goal would be about 82 grams per day. Track your protein intake for 3 days to see where you currently stand. You might be surprised by how little protein you're actually eating. Then gradually increase your intake until you're consistently meeting your daily goal. Before you start this journey, I want you to say this out loud. My body deserves proper nourishment, and I have the power to give it what it needs to be strong, healthy, and energetic. I am worth the effort it takes to take care of myself properly. Say it like you mean it, because your body is listening and your future depends on the choices you make every single day. Your strength, energy, and vitality aren't luxuries that only some people get to enjoy. They're your birthright at every age, but you have to actively maintain them through proper nutrition. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish and strengthen your body or to leave it lacking what it needs. Do you also experience that frustrating afternoon energy crash that makes you want to nap every single day? In one of my videos, I covered the hidden reason your energy crashes every afternoon, and it's not what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss content that could change your health and your life. Your strongest, most energetic self is waiting for you on the other side of these simple changes.